Welcome back, my enlightened ones. Welcome back to my channel. It is I, for Winds Cat. Great to see everybody. Hi, Jasmine, my beautiful mod, and my other beautiful mod, Adam, and his one lovely husband, Vincent, and Angie, and Sarah Sinister is with us tonight, and Chris. Can't forget our lovely Chris. So this is going to be a great night, guys. I have so much information, hey, to already start throwing at you, and we have a monster to talk about tonight, and you have what was that? Have heard me talk about before. I got looky loos coming in already. So if it's a little smoky in here, I have smudged my room probably about 10 minutes ago because I am going to be invoking Bastet Bast to come in and be with us tonight. So I want my room nice and clean and fresh and minty fresh. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to comments and say hi to everybody as I already did. But next week's class is going to be about aswang. The aswang is a Filipino demonic blanket that kind of covers a bunch of cryptids, demonic cryptids that we're going to be talking about. So next week's class, just so you're aware of that. Let's see here. Also too tonight, I want to say do not get caught up in the names again because I'm going to be telling you some stories that you've actually heard in Greek culture. Now it's being carried over to the Egyptian culture. The pantheon is we are starting tonight, the Egyptian pantheon. So this is going to be really, really exciting. I'm so happy to have you all here with us tonight or here with me tonight. And anybody else who stumbles along my channel later on, you're just as valuable, and God love you for stopping by and checking us out. So anyway, I have a spirit portal box session. I think you guys have heard it, but I am going to be sharing it again tonight because the being that we're talking about tonight, besides Bastet, because her job is to control this being, along with Ra and a few other fellows that you're going to be learning about tonight, is also known as a pep. But you have heard me mention him as Aposis. Okay, Aposis. That's that snake that wants to eat the light. So we will be talking about him tonight without even rhyming here. So that's going to be pretty crazy to talk about that. So tonight, let's start this off, shall we? Let's get this kicking because we get a long class tonight. It's probably going to be about an hour, hour and a half long because I do want to do readings for you guys, short little readings afterwards. Tonight's class, Bastet, also known as Bast. Okay, she is the cat goddess. She is the goddess of fertility, and among other things that you're going to be learning about tonight. Here she is, lovely Bast. Okay, so I just want to jump over to here real quick. So, Goddess Bastet is the cat goddess, both calm and fierce. You're going to learn about her fierce side tonight and who that is. Represents dancing, music, intoxication, and sexuality because those frisky little kitties, meow, meow, meow. It is said that during the festival of Bastet, more beer would be drank than any other day of the year. Let's get drunk. Just have that amethyst with you because that prevents drunkenness. I'll never get over that one. All right, so before I move on any further with Bastet, we're going to talk about Ra. We have to talk about Ra because Ra is the father of Bast. This is her daddy, okay? So, again, forget about the names because remember, as I said, as we get reincarnated, so do these beings. Hey, look, I left branding on there. Yay, me. Okay, so their names change with every you think my name has been cat or four winds in every lifetime. It hasn't. I assure you, I have been male, I've been female, I've been cat, I've been dog, I've been rat, I've been everything because the soul is what is about the experience. Okay, so in Greek form, Helios was the keeper of the sun. Remember, he would travel in his little teacup at night as the sun sets and go through the underworld. And this is where he would get attacked by Apopsis. Okay, well, kind of the same scenario here, but this is with Ra. Also given as Re is also his name, is the sun god of ancient Egypt. He is one of the oldest deities in the Egyptian pantheon and was later merged with others such as Horus, becoming Ra Harakathi. The morning sun is what that means. Amun which is Amun. Everybody calls them Amun. It's a moon, okay, also known as noonday sun, in Atom, which is the evening sun, associated with the primal life-giving energy. It is my job tonight to mispronounce everything, so here we go. All right, so back to Ra. Okay, this is the Eye of Ra. You've heard of the Eye of Ra. It is an ancient Egyptian symbol of power, royalty, and protection. It is also known as the all-seeing eye. He is a god. He sees because it was believed to be able to see everything, even when you're naked. Okay, so let's see here. Becoming Ra, okay, and Ra is the Egyptian word for sun. As a solar deity, Ra embodied the power of the sun, but was also thought to be the sun itself. Now, I've been told that God source is a huge sun, okay? There's no form to him other than its energy, okay? And everything is created, the platonics of the universe, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then there is, as above, so below, comes the next sun. Okay, this would be Ra. This would be Helios. Okay, so that's the way I can explain it to you. Okay, so the great god riding the barge, his boat is called the Tet. Tet. Okay, he would ride it across the heavens through the day and descending to the underworld. Sound familiar? At sunset. Okay, as he made his way through the darkness beneath the earth, he was attacked nightly by a giant serpent, Apophis, also known as a Pep, all right, who tried to prevent the sun from rising and so destroy all life on earth. Now, if we go back to the Norse and Yggdrasil, the tree of life, remember that little dang thing that was at the base of the tree, at the roots underground in the underworld and chewing away at the roots of the tree. This was also a serpent slash snake thing. This is the same being. Don't get caught up in the names. Here we go. Okay. So Ra in the heavens, Ra on earth, Ra in the netherworld, Ra as creator, Ra as king and father of the king. Okay. This course of study suggested that the deity, more so than others because of the scope of his powers, the important part he played in Egyptian religion, in his long history, worship of Ra was already established by the time the Old Kingdom of Egypt, which is 2613 to 2181 BCE, and continued to almost 2,000 years. Yes. Until the other Egyptian gods, he was eclipsed by what? Christianity. Here it comes. Okay. So I find a lot of your Christian beliefs, and I am Catholic, so poo poo on me. Okay. A lot of your Christian beliefs are taken from, as we know, is taken from Wicca, is taken from paganism. Okay. And this is where it comes to be. I also want to mention too that as we go forth with tonight, I want to mention to you that enlightenment is not just about the light, okay, in you. Enlightenment is also about the darkness in you and you accepting that darkness in you and bringing it to the surface and healing that bruised ego, okay? That's enlightenment. It's embracing the darkness in you. So I just want to point that out. So that is my dissertation on Ra. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to throw up one more banner of Ra here that I do have. Okay. The eye of Ra and the eye of Horus. People get these confused, okay? The right eye, so if I was to turn around, the right eye is related to the sun. This is Ra. The left eye is the eye of Horus that is related to the moon. The eye of Horus, also known as the Wajet, or I don't know how to pronounce that word, eye. Specular, the eye of Ra, the right wedget, is a concept and symbol in ancient Egyptian religion that represents well being, healing, and protection. It derives from the mythical conflict between god Horus with the rival Set, in which Set tore or destroyed one or both of Horus's eyes, and the eyes was subsequently healed or returned to Horus with the assistance of another deity, which is Thoth. Thoth is the one with the big nose, and you're going to see him tonight. Now, Thoth, hello, how are you? All right, Thoth, I want to point out, is also to Enoch, is also to Metatron. Okay, if you can grasp that. So different forms, okay? Again, don't get caught up in the names of this. So, is Chris not feeling well? Chris, I hope you feel better, sweetie. Did he leave? Oh, good night, Chris. Feel better, sweetie. Okay. So, what I want to discuss with you is that Sarah Sinister, as you guys know, is my daughter, and she's here with us in chat tonight. She has a channel, which is I'm the sister channel to her, which is Sinister Streams. Last Valentine's Day, we actually decided she created a spirit portal box. Works magnificent. You guys are familiar with it. And when we were actually calling in Saint Valentine to come and speak with us, I was just beginning my pantheon of the Greeks. And in the pantheon is, of course, is Zeus and Prometheus and all these lovely beings. And the ironic thing is that Prometheus broke in to the spirit box session. So I would like to play that for you guys if you're ready. Just give me a thumbs up. You guys good? Feel good, Chris? All right, so I'm going to start it. It's going to delay for a second and then it's going to come forth. And I just want to play. It's about 5 minutes long, but I want you to notice he talks about apopsis in this video, okay? So this is really important to tonight's class. Here we go.
Or negative entities as well?
You know if you can hear this okay?
Release it.
You're releasing them to go back home?
I just heard something about us, so I think that was something dark.
Can I help you cross any lost souls?
Something about they go up now? And maybe open a gateway, is that what he's saying?
Yeah, well, I opened a gateway
Okay.
outside while I was talking.
He just said they go up now.
Okay.
For them?
Did you just say victory?
Something.
Do you work with the Titans?
All of them. We were all lost. I don't know.
Is Prometheus here?
Yes.
I have an automatic writing from Prometheus, which is really crazy.
Me.
Is this Prometheus? Prometheus is the one that taught humanity how to forge weapons, and Zeus.
Just stopped recording. I think I missed that part. Too.
Prometheus. What can I do? What am I supposed to do?
Advise. Like you're doing, right?
Teaching my classes?
You're good.
I'm going to teach about the entire family of the Titans.
I heard tell them of something.
Say it again. What am I supposed to teach?
Something you're fine.
You tell me who the colored man was in my dream last night? The bald man? Can you tell me his name so I can research him?
At first I thought I heard something aposis or I don't know. I'm trying to make out words. I have no idea what they are because they could be something.
In English as well.
They could be something exactly. I don't have any idea.
Latin, who knows? Who's Orion? Orion's a constellation. Does he have to do with the constellation Orion?
Excuse me. I am Zal.
I know, I heard that. I am Zal.
I absolve. I absolve. That's what it sounded like. I don't know. I don't know. Or I am Zal. Who the heck is Zal?
Well, maybe that's the colored man's name.
Are you talking about a name? Is Zal a name?
He's a Roman?
It
Did you
just
say he was a Roman?
it just said something and then it said yeah.
I heard Roman too.
Is there a Roman that his
I'm
name has Z-A-L in it?
I'm looking it up. Zola.
Zol. Could have been. Maybe it's Zol. Zal. Maybe that's how they pronounced it. Maybe we pronounce it Zola.
No,
Maybe
I found it. Images of Zal, the Roman.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, Zal. So that's pretty crazy stuff right there, guys. We're talking to gods, for crying out loud. So that's pretty insane. But I wanted to play that clip for you because I thought it was so poignant. That video mentioned Apopsis and that he wants my light. He wants all of our lights. He wants to get rid of us and bring internal darkness here. And this is the battle that you guys, whether you feel it or not, I know you all feel it because you're all special people. I know that you all feel it. So anyway, so back to the class. Let's go back to Bastet, shall we? So we're going to get more into apopsis or a pep in a second, which is the same being, okay? So quick facts, Bastet's family, cats, protection, fertility, pregnancy, ointments, music, and warfare. The thing that she's holding in her right hand, I will explain what that is in a moment. So the parents are Ra and Isis. Yes, that's Bastet. Her consort, which is her husband, is Ptah. Okay. I do have a picture of Ptah here somewhere. Where are you, Ptah? I have so many things in here. Just give me 1 second. Ptah, where are you? Oh my goodness. I got a moon. I got everybody in here. Ptah. Anyway, you're going to see him anyway because I have the whole family here. So I don't know what I did with Ptah. Okay. So anyway, back to where we were. Issues was Mahis. This is, hang on 1 second. Mahis were Lord or slaughtered one. It's one who can see, okay? This is what she actually helps to fight. They fight for justice. So the symbols are the cat, the solar disc. That's that round thing you always see above their heads. That's a solar disc. That's a sun. The ointment jar, other names are Bist, Ubest. Ephilets are, and other names for her are Eye of the Moon. Yes, she's the moon goddess. The Lady of Dread, the Lady of Slaughter, the Sacred Cat. This is the other aspect of her, which I will tell you what that name is in a second. The Lady of the East. Why? Because her father is Ra, the sun, and the sun rises from what? The East. Makes sense. The female devourer, the terror, mistress of the oracle. This is why we're doing our oracle cards tonight. Greek equivalent, Artemis. That is our archer. That is Zeus's daughter. That is the twin to Apollo. Okay, also the sign for Cancer. And the Roman equivalent is Diana, which is also another moon goddess. So that's kind of crazy there. So Just checking over here, just making sure everybody's up to snuff. Okay, cool. All right. So I mentioned Ra that he travels in a boat. This is called the Tet. Here he is here. Now I want you to notice the disc symbol above his head. That is the sun. And look at the snake. He is devouring the sun. Do you see that? That is Apossus. That is Opep. Okay, so this is very, very significant, this picture right here. So you're actually reading hieroglyphs, I can never say the word, tonight is what we're doing right now. So that is the sun, Ra, being consumed by Apep or Apopsis. So that's interesting. These are Bastet's parents, Ra and Isis, of course. Isis was the queen of Egypt along with Osiris, and we're going to learn about this. So let's move down to Apossus. Here we are, our monster. Okay, so this is a pep. Okay, so I'm going to read just for a second here about Bastet. Bastet the ancient was a goddess of ancient Egypt religion, worshipped as early as the second dynasty, 2008-90 BCE. Her name also is rendered, as I said, as BSST, BAAST, UBAST, and Bastet. The ancient Greek religion, she was also known as Aleros, and I do have Aleros in here. Boy, if I can find all my dang banners. Okay, give me 1 second. So Aleros, where are you? There we are. Okay, so this is Aleros here. So this is the Greek equivalent to Bastet, if this makes sense to you guys here. Bastet was worshipped in Bubastis. This is in Lower Egypt originally as a lioness goddess. Okay, you're going to find out that she either had a sister, Sekhmet, or she is the form of Sekhmet when she's pissed off. Okay, so here is Sekhmet here in Egyptian. Again, you got that sun disk over her head, and then you have Apopsis devouring the sun. Do you see that? That little snake that's above her head. So it's quite interesting here. Here's another picture of Sekhmet. This is when she's in her fierce side. But again, it could be a sister to her, but I've been told that is just the fierce side of Bastet. So I'm going to go with what I listen to, okay? A role shared by deities such as Sekhmet, which eventually Bastet and Sekhmet were characterized as two aspects of the same goddess, with Sekhmet representing the powerful warrior and protector aspect, in Bastet, who increasingly was depicted as a cat, represented the gentle nature of Bast. Okay, so if that makes sense. So Bastet cats were very important. Angie, listen up. This is gonna get really, really crazy, guys, right now. I don't know what I do. Here we go. I need to go back to my banners here. Let's see here. So we're about to go crazy. So what I'm going to do is the first thing I want to do is I want to invoke Bastet in before I go any further. So let me do that. Okay. Um, Bast invocation. I've already set up my sacred circle. As I said, I smudged my room already, so I am all set to do this. Bast, who is the goddess of the rising sun, triform goddess who is woman, cat woman, and feline. I call upon you and I invoke your presence here in this time and in this hour. Please be here with me now. I ask for your protection as you ride with the Ra in the daylight and protection in the night when you move in the darkness on the paws of a cat. Guide me towards the pleasures of life, of all that is feminine, that I may dance and sing of the joys of womanhood as maiden, mother, and crone. Welcome, Bastet. Okay, so I just want to point out here, okay, here we go. So these are just some quick gods and goddesses I just want to go over real fast. As we said, Bastet's father is Ra. All blessings, wealth, and healing is what his name is. Osiris is justice in rebirth. Okay, and I'll be explaining what he's holding in his hands tonight, too, so you'll understand the meaning behind these symbols that they carry with them. Horus is the protection, health, and vigor. Isis is love and magic. Thoth, wisdom and magic. He is also a scribe. He writes. Sekhmet, again, banishing exorcism. That is the the dark side or the fierce side of Bastet. And again, it's not about becoming enlightened, it's about recognizing your dark side and using it to work with you when you need it to embrace it and bring it to the surface so you may heal. Anubis, the underworld and protection, he is keeper of the dead. And Bast, fertility, protects the home. Okay, so here's a couple more beings I want to share with you. Okay, Nut. Okay, Nut up here, over here. That's the stars. That's the sky. Okay, so that would basically would represent what in Greek form would be Atlas, or also too would be Zeus, because Zeus is keeper. Zeus is keeper of the skies, if you remember. Now Geb down at the bottom, that's Mother Gaia. Ha! Don't get caught up in the names. Okay. And then the let's see here. So Thoth, Seth, we're going to be going through some of these tonight, and I'll be explaining what each one is to you, and we're going to do it on this banner because this one's easier. Okay, so the first of all, we have Horus. He's the god of kingship, the sun in the sky. Okay. Osiris is the god of fertility in the afterlife. Isis is the major goddess. That's Bass's mommy. And she represents power, she represents love. Okay, then we have God Ra, which is the father to Bastet, okay, represents the sun as well as a god. Amun, he is a major ancient deity as well, and we'll discuss him a little bit more. Now, Mot, I think it's on this side for you guys. Mot, Maat, and Thoth, okay, they became husband and wife. Mot is the one that actually created writing. All those hieroglyphs that you see, she created it, okay? And Thoth, who's also a scribe, and you can understand why they fell in love and they became one. Okay, so that they are a couple. So, and then we move on to Anubis, the god of the dead, in charge of funeral rites. He's in charge of mummification, putting your kitties, mummifying the kitty cats, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Nefertiti's, that's the morning, that's the sleep of protector, okay, watches over you when you sleep. Then we have Set. Set is of the dead. He's of storms, god of chaos. Okay. He's the one that actually took the eyes out of Horus, Set in God, and let's see here, Sebek, that is the alligator dude, god of the Nile. That makes sense. He's a crocodile, and he's in the Nile, so crocodile in the Nile. He's also the brother of fertility. Then we have, let's see here, I'm kind of skipping around. Hathor, goddess of love, beauty, and dancing, infertility. Sachet, there's a scribe, as I said, and that's another scribe as well as with Mott up there as well. And Ptah, the Bast husband, creator of God in agriculture, and Capri, which is the one in the lower over here. There we go. He's got a scarab for a face, if you notice that. Okay. That represents the morning sun. Okay. So that's quite interesting there. So that's the basic rundown of those, just to kind of give you an idea. So when I talk about them, Angie's ears perked up. So when I talk about them, you'll kind of know where I'm at. So let's see, we did Ra, we talked about his boat. Now back to our friendly fellow here. Okay, I'm going to continue reading here. Oh, back to the kitty cats. That's what we're moving on to. Oh, this is interesting here. The secrets of the infinity symbol. Yes, it's Egyptian. The infinity symbol comes from the Urias, the magical cobra of ancient Egypt. What is less known is that the same symbol is found in two depictions. Urias is either Mehet, the coiled one. Now listen closely, the coiled one, or the Eret, which is the risen one. This is the rise of the Kundalini. Hello. Both snakes symbolically assume the position with one exception. The risen Urias is the eye of the sun, is awakened. That's the rise of the Kundalini right there, ready to claim its power, fight against darkness and oblivion. Hence, the symbol of infinity is a symbol of the endless lessons and incarnations and calls us to wake up and rise like Urias, realizing our divinity and claiming our magic. Is that insane? Um, Something that you guys have said at least once in your lifetime. Amen. Guess what? Egyptian. That comes from a moon. A moon. Okay, so let's pull that up for you and let's take a gander at that. And then we'll move on to our little sacred kitty cats. Okay. So, Amen, the hidden one. His name has been repeated many times, millions of times for thousands of years in ancient Egypt and throughout the rest of the world. His name is still being repeated nowadays by people of all faiths, within even realizing it. For the faithful of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam in their prayers by saying, Amen, Amun. Since there are no written short vowels in the ancient Egyptian language, his name may be written and pronounced as Amen or Aman or Amun. All three are one and the same. Amen means hidden, for he is everywhere, but you cannot see him. Amen is the delicate breath in living. He provides a spirit which animates, wow, the living earth and all creatures. um, the laden papyrus, that's that paper that they write on. Their boats are also made of papyrus as well. Low in the Leyden Museum in Holland, which is dated in 300 BC, describes Amen in the section called stanza 600 as follows. The Sia is his heart, the Hu is his lips, his Ka is everything that exists by virtue of the tongue, that's the breath. His Ba, the soul, is Shu, the air, the heart is Tefnut, the fire. He is Horus of the double horizon, who is the sky. His right eye is the day, the left eye is the night, as we discussed, Ra and Horus. He is everybody's guide in all directions. His body is none. He gives birth to everything that is and causes all that exists to live. So there's a bit of information I bet you didn't know. So when you say amen, that's who you're thinking is a moon. So that's kind of crazy. So let's move on to our kitty cats here. So Bastet was the worship, and Bubastis, the Lower Egypt, originally the lioness goddess. Okay, cats were very important in ancient Egypt. Yes, as you know, thousands of years ago, cats were worshipped as gods and they have never forgotten. And this is so true. So, the two forms of Bastet, here we go. You usually see her in a thin body with a cat head, or the other depiction of her is a cat sitting on her haunches and standing as a cat headed woman. So, those are the two. Um, if you mistreated a cat and even accidentally hurt a cat, yes, killing a cat or even accidentally incurred the death penalty. You would die. You would be killed. That's how sacred these beings are. And I'm not kidding around when I tell you that your cats, they protect you. And you ever wake up and your cat's laying on your chest, your cat took on a psychic hit while you were sleeping. Your cat was protecting you. These are very, very powerful, powerful creatures and powerful beings. So Egyptians were even considered to be demigods, these cats. Not only did they protect the crops, you want to hear something crazy? My cats, I always call them Mao. Come here, Mao. Hi, Mao. Hi, Mao. The Egyptian word for cat is Mau, which is Mao. How nuts is that? I've been calling the cats Egyptian cats all the time. So not only did they protect the crops and slow the spread of diseases by killing rodents, they also thought to be physical forms of the goddess Bastet. Bastet was the goddess of protection, pleasure, and the bringer of good health. She had the head of a cat and the slender female body of a woman. So this is Bast's son here. His name is Mihos. Mihos. So this is her son. He is a lion god, as you can see here. I found Ptah. Here's her husband. So this is Ptah. He is the patron craftsman and architect, is what he is. So that is Ptah there. Okay. Bastet was the daughter of Ra, sister to Sachemet, and again, not sister. It's the fierce form of Bast is Sechemet. Okay. Wife to Ptah and the mother of Mihos. And here's Mihos again. Since the second dynasty, Bastet was worshipped as a deity most commonly in Lower Egypt. Her form and powers changed over the years. We will be discussing some of her powers. It was believed that every day she would ride through the sky with her father. Where's my little boat? Where's my little Tet? Little Tet. Little Tet, where are you? Gosh, I got so many. Dang, here we go. So every night, Bast would ride in this boat, okay, pulled the sun through the sky. She would watch over and protect Ra, her father. At night, she would return into a cat to protect Ra from his greatest enemy, the serpent. Who? Apossus. Now, I want to point out here too that whenever you see Apossus, they are usually stabbing him with spears. And here, I'll show you another picture of him here. Here, he's actually tied down with the crooks that are holding him down. But if you look right under his chin there, that's a smaller piece of Apophysis there, and he's being stabbed with swords. The priests used to perform rites, and I believe this is why I was told about Apossus, is because I'm a priest and they want me to perform rites. Again, it's all intent. I can actually draw a picture of Apophysis and draw swords in it, and through my intent in my visualization in my lovely, lovely third eye, I can actually create this in another universe and hurt this being. Not that he already knows I exist and he wants my light, so why not fight the little sucker? So anyway, so oh boy, yes, poor Julie. Oh boy, I'm leaving now. Okay, so this lovely serpent, so I'll put him back up again, so you can actually see how he's actually tied down there. So he's actually, how do we deal with demons and how do we deal with negative things? We bind them. So this is a form of binding, is what they're doing here. Due to her protective duties, she was nicknamed the Lady of the East, goddess of the rising sun, and sacred of all seeing eye. She is also known as the goddess of the moon and was thought to be the eye of the moon in the eye of Ra. Bastet is still worshipped today, and her protection is believed by some to be cast over modern cats. Meow meows. Over the mouse. Many have associated Bastet's name with the hieroglyphic symbol of the ointment jar. I think I have that here somewhere. The ointment jar. Anyway. We'll be going over those in a minute. Anyway, ancient Egyptians had different ointments that were used to ward off evil spirits, as my holy water does. And therefore, it's likely that her name can be interpreted into something related to ointment and protection. Another point worth mentioning is Bastet was sometimes been called Bast Ba'aset. The name translates to the soul of Isis. Yes, that is her Isis's daughter. This name is the line that Bastet being the daughter of Isis. Symbolic depictions. I have some symbols for you. Let me find them. Good gosh, I got like 30 banners in my face. Here's the symbols. All right, so of course she represents the cat, the Ankh. We're going to talk about the Ankh so you know exactly what it represents. The sistrum. This thing over here is a musical instrument. Now, I did a class on witches' bells and to ring those bells, and it banishes negativity. Well, guess what? That's what the sistrum does. So that's your sistrum. And again, there's your ointment jar, what she represents. Here is your sistrum here if you want to see a better picture of it. In the hieroglyph at the bottom, you can actually see it being held in the hand there. And again, there's that solar disc on the head with the serpent trying to consume it. So that's quite interesting. Astrology wise, Bastet rules July 14th to the 28th, September 23rd to the 27th, and October 3rd to the 17th. Related signs are Horus and Sekhmet. Beneficial colors are gray for women, yellow ochre for men. So that kind of greenish yellow color there. You're an intuitive, psychic, and mysterious person who wants to enjoy their life and help others. Hello. Whenever someone needs it. So the beastie side of Bastet, here we go. Bastet in the ancient Egyptian cat goddess of war, Strategy, fertility, cats, of course, child rearing and protection. Bastet is the beast because Ra sent her to the magical obelisk. The song you were listening to tonight before you came on the class is called the obelisk, to fight a giant snake for eternity. Okay, this is who? Opep. This snake was the main god of chaos. The giant snake was called Apophis, also known as Apep. When Bastet went into war, she would turn into a human body with a lion head. There she is, Sekhmet. Go get him. Similar to the reverence modern India gives to the cow, the Egyptians and their kitty cats. Here we go back to the kitty cats. Meow, 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 meow. All right. Here's some mummified cats here if you want to take a peek at those while I continue my story. Every family had a domestic cat. They were also shrines in their homes to honor the worship Bastet. Her association with the cat stemmed from the manner in which cats ward off vermin, mice, snakes, and rats from other homes. And not only was Bastet the protector of the home, she was also seen as a fertility goddess. This attribute again stems from the fertile nature of domestic cats. Bastet's association with mankind's little feline friends, cats were treated with the utmost respect. They were more or less considered royal materials in the land of Egypt. In the courts of the Egyptian pharaohs, cats were dressed in magnificent jewelries. Some royals even allowed cats to eat from the same bowl. Bastet's worship places were predominantly Lower Egypt. That's the Bubastits, particularly the Nile Delta. This area was called the Bubastis, close to the present day Zagazig, there's a name, chosen by the Libyan kings starting around the 22nd dynasty. The worship place was one of the richest worship sites in ancient Egypt. In time, Bastet's cult, the cult of the mistress of Bubastis, flourished. It peaked during the Ptolemaic era. According to Greek historian Herodotus, description Bastet's temple in the Bubastis, or the house of Bastet, was a magnificent place to behold. The temple was surrounded by water and the lake, which is called Ishiru. Egyptians offered sacrifices to the goddess. I bet they didn't sacrifice cats. If it believed that her rage and anger was cooled down by the water in the lake, this turned her from the ferocious lioness to the gentle kitty cat that we know of. Here's the kitty cat. Such is the importance and reverence of the cats, and the mummified cats were buried close to their human owners. While excavating the area, archaeologists found more than 300,000 mummified kitty cats. Here's some more. That's kind of gruesome. Let's look at this. Haha, here's some more kitty cats for you. How did the ancient Egyptians pray to Bastet? Egyptians believed that Bastet's sphere of control stretched beyond protection and fertility. She had her hands in issues such as arts, music, general well-goodness, drunkenness. For a typical ancient Egyptian, a prayer to Bastet might look something like this. Oh, mistress of the East, bestow your abundant blessings all over this house. Convert our dwelling into your dwelling place. Nurturing lady of perfumes, spread warmth and serenity all the days of my life. May this house be touched by your generous paws. Hear my prayer, queen of the kitty cats. Her powers and abilities. Okay, the story of Bastet started off as aggressive lioness, goddess of the sun. As I said, here she is, all pissed off. In the role, she is seen in almost the same light as the goddess Sekhmet, deity of war and healing. Thus, she was responsible for all the bloodshed and carnage that took place in the land of Egypt. She could also doom a city or region with the plague. Don't piss her off, or she will turn water blood red and send locusts upon your house. Diseases and other forms of natural disasters. It was for above reasons. Bastet was given the epaulets, the Lady of Dread and the Lady of Slaughter. Over time, her powers and abilities shifted from aggressive to terrifying in nature to a softer one, a more nurturing trait. Meow meow. A more trait emerges from the manner in which cats took care of their young. In this role, Bastet was typically associated with Ra's divine cat called the Mau. There it is, M-A-U, Mau, 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 Mau. In her depiction as cat, Bastet is believed to have the power to protect against diseases, particularly in women and children. She could also vanquish all threats of evil spirits. Her importance, almost done with her, um, and popularity were quite pronounced in Lower Egypt. It is believed that she protected the inhabitants of those regions. She also defended the Egyptian pharaohs in battles. Bastet rode daily with the sun god Ra, as I said, on his tet, on his little boaty. Here it is. It was believed that she protected Ra by killing the nefarious serpent known as Apophis. Of course, she didn't kill him. All they can do is subdue him for the night. And the very next night, as they go through the underworld, he's back at top notch again and needs to be knocked down a few more notches. With a knife in her paw, for this action of hers, she earned the epithet, the Lady of the Flame. Okay, so that's on Bastet. There goes my drink. Haha, good thing it was empty. Um, so let's see here. Just trying to make sure I got everything in here before we move on. Cat worship. This is important. Cats were worshipped in ancient Egypt. Domesticated cat, known as the Mao, was viewed as a symbol of grace and poise and was often mummified. Just like humans, cats were so sacred that killing one, even accidentally, could be punishable by death. If your cat died of natural diseases or old age, they would actually shave off an eyebrow to mourn the death of the cat. That is how important the cats were to them. Bastet, the ancient Egyptian, had it right, holding sacred the felines might. Right now, to this very day, there are those who bow and pray to my favorite mythic creature. A cat head is her finest feature. Bast, if some call her Bastet, she may be a kitty, but she's no pet. It said Bastet can change her form from human to cat reborn. Goddess of birth and warrior fierce, her sharp blade won't fail to pierce Egyptians' enemies, big or small. Bastet can stalk them till they fall. With dignity of a cat, she walks. With wisdom of gods, she talks. Rumors say my goddess is seeing the gate to the underworld guardian. With the head of a jackal, you can't miss the hot Egyptian god Anubis. She works very closely with Anubis. Sekhmet, I do want to mention this. And Bast are two forms of the same goddess. Sekhmet, in early lioness deity, and Bast, the later cat one. She may be depicted as human, feline, or some combination of the two. In her Sekhmet form, she is quite fearsome. At one time, the gods set Sekhmet loose to punish the human race for our sins. But soon the Nile ran so red with blood, there it is, that the lioness had to be placated with red dyed beer. So, yeah, that's where the drinking comes in. In her best form, she is, of course, much more domesticated, but still a fierce protector of women and children. Her annual celebration was one of the most joyous special occasions in Egypt. Don't forget your amethyst to get drunk. Because of her abilities to kill pests, even dangerous ones, Bast is a protector of the home. Her image is also used to protect and bless ceremonial knives and other sharp implements. Symbols are the sistrum, as I said, the musical instrument like rattle played for dancing and elaboration. Wow. Earrings and nose rings, especially when she is feline form. This is why you see the statue Bast usually has an earring, a gold earring, in symbolizes the high status of cats in Egypt, and the wedget, which is the eye. Okay, so let's talk about the Ankh for a second. I'm going to jump over to comments because I'm being really rude. It's a kitty cat. I treat my dog like a king, so hey, I totally get that. I love cats, so yay. I'm just slightly allergic to them, but 'tis life. But I better get over it. Oh, I don't think I showed you this one. So Bastet, woman with the head of the cat. Bastet was a protector goddess. I'm kind of repeating myself here. Bastet was usually seen as a gentle, protective goddess. She sometimes appeared with the head of a lioness to protect the king in battle. The cat was a symbol of Bastet. Bastet was one of the daughters' sun god, Ra. Okay, I think I'm gonna move on over to here. Let's move on to the Ankh. Um, so the Ankh, now this is very interesting about the Ankh, and I'm going to point out what each point in each part of the Ankh symbolizes in a second. The Ankh is also known as the key to life. It represents the concept of eternal life. That's why you see your pharaohs holding it. It is the eternal breath of life. The Ankh can be used as a portal or mirror to the other side and can serve as a channel of communication to the divine. It is an amulet of spiritual healing. The Ankh is worn for good luck, fortune, and protect against bad energies. Okay, the parts of the Ankh, this is what they stand for. This is crazy. The woman, as I said, is a portal. And I tell people this and they think I'm crazy. You're bringing a child into this world. You're a portal. That's exactly what you are. So the Ankh, the top of the Ankh, the round part that looks just like a woman's uterus. So there you go. That is the womb of life, as it is in Mother Gaia. The cauldron stands for the womb of life, in case you didn't know that. So again, you have the east side, which represents of the Ankh sunrise, and then of course you have the west side representing sunset. The fallopian tubes is what that stands for. Again, your vaginal canal, that's the portal right there. That's the portal of life. So now you know what that Ankh stands for, and the powers of the Ankh behind it. So that's kind of crazy. Now, the two things, if we go back up here, to where's my gods and my goddesses? Osiris. If you notice in Osiris's hands, you see a crook in one hand, okay? And you actually, the other thing is for beating people. So I'm going to explain what these two implements are, and let me find them. Moving on down. Do. I got so many banners. Here we go. All right. So the crook and the flail. All right. Spirituality, the popular connection between the Egyptian deities and the crook and the flail represents spirituality. Opposing forces. Okay. Symbols of opposing forces. The crook represents the merciful side, while the flail represents the punishment. This is what you beat people with. Balance. When pharaohs died, the crook and the flail were crossed upon their chests to show the balance between the power and restraint, the mercy and severity as rulers of the kingdom. The dominion and power, the cross symbols of the crook and the flail represent the power, authority, and dominion of the ruler. It symbolizes benevolence and might. So that's kind of interesting here. If you guys want to look at this, you can actually spell your name. Mine is the crook, and then the A, and then the T, which I believe is that is a form of basket down there. So if you want to spell your names, these are your hieroglyphs to your names. So that's kind of cool there. I'll leave that up just for a moment. I just got a couple more of these banners to blow through, and then we can actually move on to doing some tarot reading, if you guys are good with that. All right, so the Copic jars. Okay, there were 4 in number, each for safekeeping, in particular human. Okay, organs. This is what they wanted. One Copic jar held the stomach, the other one held the intestines, the other one held the lungs, and the other one held the liver, all of which believed would be needed in the afterlife. There was no jar for the heart. The Egyptians believed it to be the seat of the soul, and so they left it inside the mummified body. I have a Copic jar right here. This is Anubis here. So of course it would be bigger in form, of course, but they would actually put their internal organs and put them in. I believe they put them in the sarcophagus or put them around. This one, my little ostrich feather is actually broken off of it, but here's another one here. There's another Copic jar, and I do have one more. I had 4, but the other one broke completely, so this is the other one. And again, the tops broke off of them. These actually used to be Sarah's. Little Sarah pie. Um, So that's quite interesting there. And here's beautiful Bastet here. So again, if you look up in the upper corner here, you have Bastet and she's kneeling down. And then you have the ointment jar and those 2 symbols there. I thought I put some in here so you can actually look. So Anyway, so let's just to Bast. The Bast who grants the best of blessings, I offer my praise, Almighty Eye of Ra, O Slayer of the Serpent, Mistress of Bubastis, your city of famous name. Well honored you were in the fairest of temples, well loved you remain throughout the wide world. Preserver against all ills and plagues that plague us, protector against all foes that imperil us. Yours is the care of humanity, our shelter and our shield. Yours too is the sistrum, the sweetest of sounds, the joy of pleasure of dance, the delight of good company, laughter and song, O goddess of merriment and mirth. I thank you for the good friends and good cheer, for respite in rest, for the comfort of love, defender of good and the right. I honor you, O goddess, devourer of evil and disorder. I honor you, O Bast. So that's kind of crazy. And I just want to point this out before we actually dive over into the oracle cards. Any emotion that you don't love controls you. I'm going to read that again. Any emotion that you don't love in you controls you. Your anger can control you. Your addictions can control you. Love and accept all your emotions. Let your emotions flow. Feeling is healing, and that is the key. Feeling is healing. This is why I have you guys doing that shadow work. All my craziness kind of, I'm scatterbrained. Believe me, my mind changes channels so fast, but it all comes to a head and it all makes sense. And you can kind of see the grander design, what I was kind of painting that picture for you guys there. Okay, so jumping over to comments. I am working with the Witch's Tarot card tonight. Also, too, just so to mention to you, if you haven't seen it, I did do a little short. There is some more information on Bastet. It's just a little video short on my page, and I have linked that below in the description if you're interested in that as well. So, what's about bird butts? I treat my cat like a princess. Let's see. Hand going up a bird's butt. Oh, I thought you were feeding your cat bird butts. No bird butts. Okay, so hugging a muggin, which one you decide here. Um, this is a Nordic. Ah, the birds of Odin. Okay, so I have my Witcher Tarot deck here. Doc. Can't even talk tonight. Good God. All right, so you guys in your mouths ready? Who wants to go first? I'm going to drop my camera down. Hello, little looky loos. I'm dropping you guys down. Here we go. And I'm probably going to have to fix my camera again. You can see on my notes here. I can toss those out. I don't need those anymore. Okay, so this is kind of cool. This is from Hawaii. Um, it was a gift from Hawaii. It's really cool. Anyway, so sits on my Metatron. All right. So Vincent, want to go first? Okay, Vincent, I gotta prop my camera up or do something here. Let's see if I can put a pen underneath here. Let's see, without dropping it. Stay pen. Might have to tape it. All right, so I think we're good. Let me move my little work of art here. And I can slide this over here a little bit more. Move my bug. I got my bug here. This is my cicada that my daughter Hannah, she actually found that for me, and she actually hydrated it and stretched it out for me, and then put it in this resin for me. She knows I like creepy things, so this is really cool. So I'm moving my bug. Okay, that didn't sound right. Okay, your mouth is sleeping. Okay, Vincent, put your thoughts, emotions, bring them to the surface, put them into the cards. I'm going to start shuffling. Here we go. Shuffle, shuffle. Do, 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 do. Vincent. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you got the King of Cups here. You got the Ace of Wands, and you got the 5. And this is actually the Karma card. I'm going to turn them around for you. Okay. Now, this is interesting. This is a father figure. This is your dad. That's what I'm getting off of that card. Cups represents love, okay? And whenever I see cups in this is a father figure, and I'm feeling that this is your dad. So I don't know if your question is pertaining to your father. The Ace of Wands, the ace means new beginnings. Remember the number one, okay? So ace is new beginning, wands is of the mind, okay? This is where we manifest things to come into fruition in our lives. It's first created in the mind. Say if you wanted to build a house, you would have the blueprints in your head, and then you'd put it out on paper and bring it to the material world. Okay. Again, this five represents karma, and this is of cups. So this is karma of love. So I'm kind of feeling there's mending that's being done here with your dad, Vincent, if that makes sense to you, is what I'm getting off of these cards. I'm feeling that there's a karmic debt, but it's not yours, Vincent. So don't take it as yours, okay? Remember, karma is not a punishment. Karma gets passed down hereditary through our lineage, through our families. And this is something that you're dealing with, and you may not be aware of it. This is subconscious in the back of your head, okay? This can be like a family sin. Not that I'm really big into sins and stuff, but I do forgive all because that's how you deal with it. Forgiveness is what I'm getting from this, is that you need to heal your family lineage to heal the relationship with your father. This is where the new beginnings are going to come to manifest. This is where what you reap, what you sow, if that makes sense, Vincent. Okay, this is what I got off these cards. Whether it pertains to the question you were asking tonight, it may not have even answered your question tonight, which I kind of don't quite feel it has. But these are the cards that are screaming at you, Vincent. This needs healing, okay? There's healing going on, but there's a karmic debt in your family. And it doesn't mean it's in the past 100, 200, 300. It can be back in lifetimes upon lifetimes. Remember, we reincarnate, we come back, and hopefully try to heal the shadow side and the darkness in us. Another thing that you can do too is doing cord cuttings from your family. It's like I taught you guys, and then fill your heart with love and reconnect positive love cords, so you're not still feeding into that karmic bull crap that might be still carried over. Every family has this karmic garbage. And my dad was an alcoholic. I chose not to be an alcoholic in this lifetime, because I wanted to break that heritage in my family, because it's not working, and that is a frequency I do not wish to operate in, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's do Adam next, just so I don't forget you, Adam. Okay, Adam, connect with my cards. Thoughts, questions. I give you answers, or try to anyway. So, like I said, next week's class is going to be that crazy little be a swang. Like I said, it's Filipino creature. It's kind of a blanket of all demonic energies. And the swang, we will be doing more bone casting because I thought that would be kind of fun to do. So, Adam, I'm shuffling. Whoops, they flipped right over. So that's funny because I only want to do 3 cards on everybody, but if the cards flip, I'm reading them. So you got the 9 of Pentacles here. You got the 6 of Cups here. You got the 4 of Cups here. I'm going to tell you what all these mean in a second. You have the 9 of Wands. I'm going to tell you what that one means. And the Sun. The Sun usually represents the month of June for me. But also, too, this Sun card, and it's kind of rah, hello, rah. The Sun card also represents lovers to me as well. It's a smaller form. It's not, it is a major arcana card, but it's a smaller form of the Lover's card to me. So I'm going to tell you what you got going on here. The 9 of Pentacles. Pentacles means of the physical world, okay? Notice she's pregnant. So this is telling you not necessarily you're going to have a baby, okay? This can also represent ideas and things that you're working on in your life coming to fruition, okay? They're telling you it's about to manifest, if that makes sense to you, Adam. The 6 of Cups, again, Cups is love, represents that, okay? This is I'm seeing these two cards here, and I'm going to tell you what this card represents to me all the time. And these two fell out together, and I'm going to read them as such because the cards read for me the way I understand the cards. Somebody else's could read totally different, but this, I've been doing this for 25, 30 years. This is what it reads to me. You're surrounded by love, Adam. You are a very, very lovely person. You attract that quality in you. This card, again, remember I told you my 444s. This is the Four of Cups, okay? This card represents you're attracting your soul tribe. This is what this represents. And it's funny because it's followed by this card, okay? This card is the Nine of Wands. Wands is of the mind. This is your psychic ability. The mirror here is opening more psychic abilities. I told you you had new gifts coming to you, Adam. And this is showing me that they are about to manifest into your life. So you're going to have more abilities. I also feel that you're going to be more clairaudient. I'm hearing spirit talk to you. So don't assume that every thought in your head is your thought. Listen and talk to it and see what you get in response. Doing meditations first. If you want the best results with this, like I said, do meditations first. Raise your frequency before you try doing forms of automatic writing or communing with these lovely beings. But this is your psychic abilities coming to play. This is your soul family here. This is you being surrounded by love. Something that you've been working on is about to manifest in your life. Um, and then, of course, the Sun card. I'm getting the month of June off of this, but I'm also getting the Lovers card. And I feel this is like you and Vincent here. So something in June next year, okay? I usually don't read out more than 6 months from the moment that I'm doing the reading. And this is more than 6 months out. But I am going to read it as August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, June. Yeah, this was further than 6 months out. But I'm reading that maybe it's a vacation the two of you are going to be taking in June together. So something's about to manifest in your life, your love and your hard work that you put into it. Your soul family, your soul tribe is here. And this is also to your ancestors. This is your ascended masters, your angelics. All these beings are working towards what? You're opening your new psychic gifts. They're making sure that you're protected and you're well looked after so you don't run into any more health issues. Remember, keep your frequency high because remember, our emotions affect our gut. And that's where we feel our emotions, especially if you're extremely empathic like we all are. So let's do Julie next. Julie, if you're still here, if a pep and a popsis hasn't sent you scurrying from the room. Julie, my friend, put your thoughts, questions, whatever you want into the cards. I'm a shuffling. Most welcome, Adam. I still owe you a birthday reading too, my friend, and I will do. I do a 13 card spread, and it really gives you a lot more information. These cards almost flew out at me. If they're meant to be, they'll come back around. Um, so anyway, I have not forgotten. You hooked me up one day. You hit me hook me up. You hit me up one day and let me know in advance. And so you got the Three of Swords going on here, Judy. Oops. And you got the Magician. This card in the deck is kind of funny, represents me. This is a form of shaman here going on here. But I don't feel this is me, Julie. This is you. So this is you working towards your shamanism. And I'm going to tell you what this card means here as well. Okay. So what we have going on here, we have the Three of Swords. Swords is usually cutting away karmic crap, removing things from your life. I'm not reading this card as this because that's not the energy coming off of that card tonight. The energy coming off of that card, what is this woman doing? She is walking through a gateway. Do you see this? This is the gateway to your shamanism. This is your healing sign. This is your Reiki master. This is you being that wonderful, wonderful healer you are. And also too, now the two of pentacles, the pentacles again is of the physical world, okay? There's got money coming in here, but it also represents strength. But, and this is the first time I've ever gotten this card, Julie, is this also represents the healing of Raphael, Archangel Raphael. He is this green color, and this is what I'm getting off this card. I feel his energy. So not only is he protecting you and giving you that strength to continue on your shamanism path, to cross through that gateway, but I also see cash flow going through here. I feel like you've been selling things, like maybe you had a lawn sale recently and you sold some money, you got some cash flowing in, or you're going to be having some cash flowing in very soon. So this is what I get off this card. This is you going through your shamanism. This is almost like an initiation. You've been through the initiation process. You've been through the hell, Julie. Okay. This is you crossing over through the gateway into the barrier to become that true shaman as you are truly meant to be. And that's what I'm reading off of those cards, Julie. If that's cool with you. Hi, Shane. Welcome, Shane. Shane is living up north now, or yeah, northeast, I guess. Um, so we're gonna do Jasmine next, and then we can do Sarah and Shane if you guys want to join in, and anybody else who pops in. So anyway, Shane was here today picking up some of his stuff. He's going to be totally moved out Sunday. So it's just Sarah, Brandon, and I, and the puppy's here. I still have Mr. Finn, which is Shane's kitty cat. He's in the next room. The mouse in the other room. Um, so Jasmine, Shane has some physical ailments and he's moving closer up to his doctors and closer to family. And that's where that all comes into play. So just to let you guys know, Jasmine, reach out to my cards, girlfriend. I'm going to have to cut them if they don't want to drop. Push your energy to the cards. Oh, there they go. Okay, so you got the Six of Cups. Same thing that Adam had. Hey, it's a little blurry. Whoops. Okay. So this is interesting. These two are just jumping out at me. So we got the Prince of Wands and we got the Prince of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting, Jasmine. This is your love life. Was your question about your love life? Um, push, Jasmine, push. She's not giving birth, Adam. She's not a kitty cat. Okay. So, your prince is over here. This is quite interesting. So you have the Six of Cups. Again, cups is love. The Prince of Pentacles, this is the physical form of a person in your life. This is your honey. Okay. This is your man over here. So I don't know if your question was pertaining to your love life and so forth. The Prince of Wands. Now this represents almost like the spiritual side of him, if that makes sense. The wands is of the mind, manifesting. I feel like he's opening up more spiritually. Even though you talk to him maybe about some of your spiritual stuff and you feel that it might not be getting through to him, this is showing me it's getting through. You're planting the seeds in his mind and he's listening. He's not poo-pooing everything you have to say, if that makes sense to you, Jasmine. But this represents the physical form of him, and this is him, his mind opening up, being more in tune with your frequency and your vibration, which in turn is going to bring more love into your relationship and into your family, if that makes total sense. Okie dokie. All right. Sarah, you still here? Sarah? Say hi, Sarah. I don't think she is. I think she's doing something in the background. I'm going to do a reading on Sarah anyway. I know her energy. I can push it into the cards. It's always business with that child. Let's look at that. Two already jumped out at me. I want one more card for Sarah. There it is. Okay. So the Nine of Pentacles, again, you got the pregnancy card just like with Adam. This is ideas coming into the physical world. They're about to manifest for Sarah. And then we have the Six of Wands. Okay. Wands again of the mind, but this is more getting back to nature, spending more time outside, my little vampire. And that's what's going on here. And then we have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands, and again, I feel this is business. The Two of Wands, it means that basically everything that you know is about to be caught up in a whirlwind, which is kind of what we're going through now with Shane moving out and you get working on some of your business and getting things up and running there. This basically is like the shaker card. This is telling you that it's like your house being blown over in a hurricane. This is going to happen, and this is going to happen fast for you. Okay, is what I'm seeing with this. And that's coming into the physical form, into your life and into your business. So these are actually really good cards, Sarah. So I don't think she's listening, but I'll make her watch later. Shane, my fuzzy friend, put your thoughts and your feelings into the cards. Anybody else that I've missed, go ahead and jump into chat now and let me know. If not, I'm going to be pulling the camera up after I finish doing this for Shane. Shanunu. Okay, here goes Shane. Shane. Here comes Shane. Drop him. Shane, reach out to my cards, please. Make them drop. Oh, there they go. Okay, so you got the Lover's card, and then you got the Five of Swords. I got nakedness going on here. Didn't know this was going to be an X-rated class. It's X-rated, Shane. That's so funny because I see something in that card, Shane, that you're not probably aware of. I'm going to take that card because it just dropped off the top. Okay, so all right, let's start over with the lovers over here, the naked people. I'll cover up the naked parts. All right, we're all grown-ups here except for me. Okay, so the lovers, I'm seeing that there's something in your future within the next 6 months that's going to pique your interest here, if that makes sense. And it may not be just a physical love interest. This can be somebody else, like a friendship that's coming into your life that can grow into something and become even grander than what it is. This person may already be in your life. So I'm feeling that this is a relationship card, a future relationship within the next 6 months, if that makes sense. Now, this card's the one that's kind of concerning me. Again, five, that's karma, and this is of swords. Swords is cutting away, removing karmic debt and bull crap from your life. And this is what I'm getting off of this card. This is still telling me that you still have some shadow work to be doing, but it's not so much all on you. Again, this represents your lineage. This represents maybe alcoholism or something in your family. And it's telling you don't forget. Okay. Again, cut ties to that, put out love cords and connect new cords to that. But this can be something like addictions that have been in your family and you're breaking. And I know that you're breaking that because uh, 6 year sobriety is nothing to shake us shake a stick at, Shane. That's huge. So keep up on that mission and keep up on that and stay sober, my friend. So but that's dealing with family lineage there. Then we have the Three of Cups, and it's funny because the Four of Cups represents your soul family, but I'm also getting soul family off of this one, but almost like an extended soul family, if that makes sense. I believe this has to do with your niece, and I believe it's this is your niece and your great niece. Okay. These are the other two beings that are in here. I see a bond forming with you guys, a very, very strong bond. And this is going to give you the love and the support and everything that you need to go through with your physical ailments and so forth and so on. So, love in the future, 6 months, cutting away karmic crap, stay sober and stay vigilant. That's what's a good one. Jesus Christ says that. Stay sober, stay vigilant. And again, your lover's card and cutting away that karma and your soul family is just the bond's going to grow even stronger. I'm going up, catching my pin, maybe not catching it. I am back. So, those are crazy readings. So, I love these cards. I've had this deck for about 30 years, as you can tell by the how beaten up they've kind of are. Um, so, but this is giving back to hugging and mugging here. Um, so that is my witch's tarot. So you're most welcome, everybody. I'm going to jump back over to my banners real quick. It's getting such a cute little kitty cat here. Meow, 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 meow. So again, the thing I want to learn how to make the sistrum that is up there. That it's actually really really cool. I really like it. It's almost like little tambourines if you look at it closely. You can actually use washers. If you actually want to make one, basically it's just a bent piece of metal at the top and with like a coat hanger kind of going through, and you're connecting those little washers in there and pushing it through the other side, bending the sides down and making a dang handle for it. I mean, how simple is that? So I like to make one of those. So jumping back to comments on Crazy Clash, right guys? So Apopsis, if you want to draw a picture of him, draw swords going into him, put that intent in there. Know you're protected. Please know that you're protected, because if we weren't protected by him, he would have gotten us already, okay? If that makes sense. But the more we do these intentional things, we have the power through intent. We have magic. And the more we do these powerful things, it helps Ra, or it helps Helios go through that underworld at night and not be attacked, as well as Bastet, who is actually in charge for eternity to keep this thing at bay, because it wants to. It's from chaos. Remember, chaos, that's the Greek. That's where it all came from. Everything comes from chaos. And we always think that darkness is evil, bad, bad, bad. Darkness can be transformed. Remember that. How can you hurt Apopsis? Send it love. Send it your light. Okay. It hurts it. It weakens it. Okay. You have the power all in you. So I thank you all for being here tonight. Next week's class, as I said, it's that umbrella of the Aswang. That lovely creature that we will be talking about, that covers vampires, that covers winged demons. We actually had a winged demon that followed us home from a case and a land cleansing I did. We pissed it off. And I'm going to tell you what it did to me and tell you how it haunted us for a couple of weeks. So that's going to be my story. I will be sharing with you next week. The following week, I am taking off. I will not be having class. I'm losing my wisdom. I'm taking out 2 of my beautiful wisdom teeth, my last 2 that I have. I'm going toothless. So I gotta rely on my crone self, and hopefully that wisdom doesn't get pulled out with them. I'm just kidding, by the way. I thank you all for being here tonight. Vincent, Angie, Adam, my beautiful, modest Jasmine. Look, I still got it on, sweetheart. Jasmine, Shane, who took the long 3.5 hour trip home and managed to make it on. Thank you, Shane, my friend. And Sarah Sinister, thank you. And Chris, and anybody else who stops by tonight. God bless, and I thank you all. And remember one more thing. What do I always tell you every week, guys? You keep shining that light, man. Shine, shine, shine. I love you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.